Lots of news and rumors, but official news is coming out about Star Wars Episode VII, including J.J. Abrams says that the writing for the script is already all done. And they're going to start shooting pretty soon, fairly soon.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a timetable. We expected this.
Yeah.
But let's move into the unsubstantiated stuff.
Oh, good. No facts here.
So Carrie Fisher has been speaking contrary to what Mark Hamill has said on his AMA, saying that she, Harrison Ford, and Mark Hamill are confirmed for being in Episode VII, playing older versions of themselves. She said she'd hoped that she'd be wearing a white cinnamon bun hairstyle.
Oh, well, I mean, you would hope that they would at least involve them in some way if they're going to do the film. It would be travesty not to. The fact that they sold the series, like they're our generational heroes, you know, in a large way. To not include them in the sequel would be a terrible, terrible idea in some regard. We'll just have to see if the story is as substantial as we hope it is, and a large jump than the prequel trilogy.
I mean, the big problem with having them in the movie is that if we were to put pictures of them up on the screen right now, you would get a little sad because they're very old looking. Yeah. And that's what people do. They get old.
Yes, the real point of this story is the ravages of time.
I cannot imagine a world where the movie is about them.
Well,
they will be in the movie. They're not the main character.
No, obviously not. I mean, there's also been rumors that Jesse Plemons from Breaking Bad, Meth Damon, as some people call him, is in talks with J.J. Abrams, and he's confirmed, yeah, he's one of the people I'm talking to, but, you know, Hollywood rumors, blah, blah, blah.
I would love to see him in that film. He's so good in that Pops commercial from when I was 13.
Yes. You're thinking of the wrong guy.
Okay.
Yeah, looking at pictures of Jesse Plemons, like, you kind of want to envision him as somebody's son.
He looks Sithy to me.
To me, he looks like a cross between young Mark Hamill and young Harrison Ford, so I don't know what direction they're going to go, unless they go in my fan fiction direction.
Tim wrote an MPreg fan fiction. This is what he's trying to tell you right now. But there's another rumor on the docket that Pixar, another subsidiary of Disney, might be working on its own Star Wars tie-in movie.
Obviously.
I mean, they spent all this money on this, they spent all this money on that. Why don't you try the chocolate and peanut butter together?
It's such a given, but at the same time, I've been progressively saddened by the quality of Pixar over the past few projects. Like, it's still great. Like, it's still, you know, big steps amongst a lot of the other animated content out there. But just knowing where they came from and where they're going, and now that as opposed to doing original ideas, they might be shoehorned more into licensed properties by Disney. Like, no, Pixar, you're making this for us because we own you.
Well, yeah, they have a taskmaster now.
Yeah.
So they need to make sequels they didn't want to make, and they need to do some properties, and their turnaround needs to be faster.
His name is the Holocron Keeper.
I mean, Pixar has, what is their development time? Like 5 years, 6 years for a film? So, I mean, Disney wants a Star Wars movie faster than that.
Yeah.
Will it suffer because of that if they're forced to make one in a shorter timetable? Yes, of course. It won't be the best thing they've ever made. But it's not surprising to me at all that Disney would go in that direction.
No,
Trend-wise, it looks like Star Wars, we're getting more and more of it than we had ever gotten in our lives before. Like, we have the possibility, Star Wars Rebels is definitely coming out, and we have the possibility of live-action TV, and we have this new trilogy, and we have maybe a Pixar movie and Disneyland tie-in. Are we gonna maybe get too inundated with Star Wars? Are they gonna ride this pony into the ground?
Here's the thing. This is not your daddy's Star Wars.
But my daddy's Star Wars was the best Star Wars.
I know, right? Get over that. This is a whole new Star Wars owned by new people. So it will be different than how we remember it and how we want it to be. It's like comparing the Tim Burton Batmans to the Christopher Nolan Batmans. They're different films. They have a different feel.
Is it like when your family member dies, but they're also a zombie and they come back, and like you think it's friendly, but it bites you?
Yeah, it's different.
That's actually a very good analogy. Well, it's sad to me. I understand it's a different thing. Nothing's ever going to compare to the original trilogy. Like, there's just no way that's ever going to return to us. What I'm worried about is Star Wars, which is a world, like, I mean, a universe that we all know and love, and I'm afraid that it's going to become stagnant. I'm afraid that we're going to be hit with so much of it that we're just not going to care anymore. That we're just going to look back at our fathers and mother Star Wars and be like, oh man, I miss those days. I don't care about, you know, the new Sith Lord 4th generation, or, you know, Darth couch chair. Like, I don't, I'm not going to care about any of that. When we're getting the entire universe fleshed out for us to an extent all at once, and we're being bombarded from, breakfast cereals and 3 different cartoons and 4 films and a mini series. Like, at that point, it's going to become white noise to me. Star Wars is going to be synonymous with marketing. It's going to be synonymous with too much, with overload, and there's going to be a whole generation of kids that are going to grow up and have no idea who the hell Luke and Leia and Han Solo are, and that's going to make me very, very, very sad. And if they do finally go back and watch the original trilogy, they're going to be like, "Whoa, why isn't it like this anymore?" And you're like,
Look
"I know
at those effects."
I know, Timmy.
Well, it's undoubtedly Star Wars has gotten more commercialized over the past few years, but is that, and we've also seen the tendrils of maybe right now getting into the Sarlacc?
Yeah.
Did you say Sarlacc?
I don't know what I said.
Okay. But it's just like, we've also had the canon council deciding what counts as canon, maybe killing the expanded universe, the books, whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. Things are changing. But on the other hand, things evolve. We've also talked about the geek culture in general becoming more mainstream, and people being not very conflicted about that. Like, you can always dream about these movies being made and more of it, but is there too much of a good thing? It's hard to say.
Yeah, I think universally, not even just talking from a geek perspective, if I had that much Star Wars content being thrown at me constantly over the next 7 years, I'm gonna get sick of it. I'm starting to even go that way with Marvel stuff, and it's killing me because I'm a Marvel kid. I love Marvel and I love the films for the most part. But with all of this stuff being just perpetually bombarded, thrown at my face, I'm starting to find alternatives.
Wow.
I mean, in your mind, the things that you love will either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain, right?
Bravo, sir. Well, that's a lot of news for us to think about, and what it means for the future, whether the things we love will turn against us one day, or maybe surprise us and we'll love them even more. What do you think? Let us know what you think about all of these things, all of these rumors, and where it's going in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe.